Well, I bet you Beyonce's getting ready to leave the country. What do you think about that one, Ryan? You think Beyonce's going to be heading out here pretty soon?
I don't know, man. I don't know. She might bring her man with her, or her lesbian lover. That's what Jay-Z looks like now. He looks like an old fucking lesbian.
Yeah, he does. So if you missed the breaking news yesterday, Jay-Z was named in this Diddy lawsuit, or his name was released. It was unsealed, I guess, because what was it, Ryan? So when the Diddy, when it was named, it was person one, right? Male person one and female person two that was involved in this Diddy lawsuit. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was basically a refiling of the lawsuit to include his actual name in it,
Mm-hmm.
of Jay-Z. And I mean, these are never headlines you want to read. Jay-Z accused of rape in refiling of Sean Diddy Combs' civil lawsuit. I feel like we need the quotation marks here for Sean Diddy Combs in civil lawsuit. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. This is something that is alleged to have happened over 20 years ago. However, it's not like it happened with someone who was an adult at the time. This report is that Jay-Z has been added in a civil lawsuit that accuses both the rapper and Sean Diddy Combs of allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, which is pretty horrific. According to the allegations, it happened after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, whenever stuff like this comes out this long after, and a lot of people saying, why isn't it criminal? Well, it's not criminal because it's past the statute of limitations, I believe, for something like that to actually occur. And I have a little more, whenever I hear something that happened years and years ago and it's just coming out now, I'm always going to be like a little skeptical. It's also a little different if the person in question is 13. Like, if these allegations are true, and the person was 13 years old and they got raped by Jay-Z and Diddy, I have a little more understanding for someone not coming forward if they're 13 years old and that happened to them. But obviously, this is what so many of these people in the entertainment industry have been dreading for forever, ever since this Diddy stuff started to fire up. Because based on what we know and have heard and have seen from the Diddy stuff already, there's a lot of very powerful celebrities and elites that were wrapped up and knew about what was going on and may or may not have participated. And people have been bringing up the Jay-Z Diddy connection for a long time because they were so close. And now something like this comes out. Jay-Z, we should put this out there, has fired back and said, this is bullshit. It's nothing more than a blackmail scheme. I didn't do this. I've always tried to fight for young people and protect them while selling them drugs. But you know, that we do need to point out that Jay-Z has said this is bullshit and it's an accusation in a civil lawsuit.
Yes, Jay-Z has denied these claims very aggressively, just like Diddy did.
Yeah.
And then, of course, not too long after Diddy put his tweet out saying that he's innocent and he's going to fight for his name and his legacy. And then we got surveillance video released from the hotel where Diddy's literally kicking and beating his former girlfriend at the time. So I do agree with everything you said, though, Ryan, about like something that goes back this far. You just tend to want to be skeptical of that. But yeah, you're talking about someone that was reportedly, according to these filings, 13 years old. Now, that always brings up questions that I think should be the standard. What is a 13-year-old girl doing all alone? Where are the parents? You know what I mean? And again, these are questions I'm not sure we're ever going to find the answers to, but like that's the thing that's the first thing I ask is, where are the parents at in this situation? And of course, there's a lot of different answers that could, add credibility to this situation or take it away. Who knows? I don't like Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z's a bad person. I think that Beyonce's a horrible person. I think Beyonce's the most overhyped, overrated thing that's ever existed in the history of existence. I think she's a talentless piece of shit. And as I said last night on CobraCast, I apologize to shit because it's kind of disrespectful to compare shit to Beyonce. So I apologize to shit. I am interested when we find out who this female person is named in the lawsuit, if that's going to be someone like J-Lo or Beyonce. This is part of the equation I don't understand. Why were names sealed and now being unsealed? Do you understand how that process goes? Like, why was a name sealed in the beginning?
Well, I think we may be talking about different things, right? So the lawsuit was filed by Texas-based Tony Busby, and I should point out, Tony Busby does this stuff a lot. Some
Yes,
of
he
it turns
does.
out to be legit. Some of it turns out to be maybe not so legit, right? So we should point that out. Was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York and listed Combs as the defendant. NBC News reports it was refiled Sunday to include Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter. Now, that may have been because there was potential mediation that was requested and things like that didn't happen, so they put his name on there. But I don't I think that's why this is happening. It was refiled to include his name.
Okay.
Not like it was necessarily
Not like it was necessarily
censored.
hidden. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But yes. The accuser's ID'd as Jane Doe in the suit. Assault allegedly happened after she was driven to a party after the MTV Video Music Awards. Don't let your 13-year-olds go to parties after the VMAs.
Yeah, that's a pretty good life advice right there. And so we're going to see what happens with this. I mean, I have no sympathy for Jay-Z. I have no sympathy for any of these rappers and these personalities involved. I love that Beyonce was on stage with Kamala Harris, trying to get Kamala Harris elected. I would, I'm sure Jay-Z was definitely behind the scenes, pulling some strings too there. But clearly, this is why a lot of these powerful people wanted Kamala Harris to get elected. Because they were hoping that it would be able to silence a lot of the bad things that they've done. And now we're living in a whole new world, and they're panicking and they're freaking out. And I think this is just one of many names that we're going to find out is heavily involved in some really disgusting things and a lot of disgusting accusations out there. And again, just go back to the Diddy situation. Diddy got accused, all these things said, he denied it. And then video starts dropping. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, this is exactly why so many people in the entertainment industry have been freaking out over the past couple months, because they know that their names were going to be connected to things like this. Yeah, not good for old lesbian Jay-Z right here.
Yep.
Bad headlines.